Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, I have Commander Jesus Delgado and Vice Commander Barbara Fletcher, and commanders with the American Legion. Did I get all that right?
You did.
You did.
Hot damn, I'm on a roll. And it's, first one today. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Yay. And I want to pat you guys on the back because we're here to talk about something that's really, really important. And a lot of people, I think, know that the American Legion in Quincy is, of course, an establishment. But what I don't think people realize is what else you all do there, right? I think. So there are many kind of facets under the umbrella of resources. But what you do in essence is connect, veterans to resources to help.
We do.
Yep. So let's go into a little bit more detail about the programs that you provide to help veterans in general.
Well, with the American Legion, we started a suicide prevention program there at the American Legion called Together with Tri-State Veterans, Suicide Prevention and Awareness. I am the director for that. She's also a member.
We're both founding members of that.
Excellent.
So it's everybody talks about the 22, and it was actually more, we're in the 30s. Adams County has about 5,000 veterans in the area. And not too many people know that.
Yeah, I
and it was pretty high there for a while. And with our program that we started there at the Legion, we've dropped it significantly by a couple percent. So
That's
we're pretty
excellent.
proud of that one.
Yeah,
But then again, the numbers are still high.
There's more work to do, but
there
you
is.
guys are making a dent in it. So what exactly, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do to help the veterans kind of circumvent some of those feelings?
Well, one thing we've done is we have begun a huge awareness campaign. A lot of veterans come to Quincy and they don't know what resources are available for them. So one of the things we've done is we have put brochure racks all over the county. You can hardly walk into any kind of a building in town or in the county even all the way out at, what's the name of the firearms instructor place out there?
LaGrange.
In LaGrange.
Oh, yeah, we were there. I
Yeah.
forget what it's called, but yeah.
Tactical.
Practical Tactical. Good job. Yeah.
Even has
Yeah.
our brochure racks. So we have brochure racks all over the place so that anybody can pick up brochures on veterans resources, on different places you can get counseling, different ways you can get help if you need it. We have gun locks in the same kind of places.
That we give out for free at no charge.
We give out free
Really?
gun locks.
I didn't know that.
We do counseling. We have been known, both of us, at various times to give out our personal information. And if a veteran is having a problem, they've actually called us personally, and Jesus has gone out to their homes and talked them down. Jesus has actually driven people all the way up to Iowa City to get them help.
So
It's
support.
whatever it takes
they
for veterans.
need.
Right,
It's whatever they
Even our
need.
brochures are even in every single squad car, sheriff's car, and ambulance and fire truck also. So if they come to a scene or something where there's a veteran in distress, they wind up calling us and see if we can help or basically get the veteran the help that he needs.
Yeah, that's incredible. So offering the resources, of course, but you also offer something that maybe people think of but may not think it's important. It's as important as it is, and that's the camaraderie or just the general fellowship for fellow veterans, right?
That is correct. One thing we always bring up is when you're in the military, you either have somebody you're yelling at or somebody's yelling at you.
Yeah.
All the time. And when you get out, that's gone. And a lot of veterans go into depression because that's what they're used to. And what we do at the American Legion, it's the same thing. We don't forget where we come from. It doesn't matter if you're from World War II to Afghanistan. We're all in the same boat.
Right.
And
Brothers
we're all
and
rowing the
sisters.
same thing.
Yeah.
Even though it might have been different conflicts and whatnot, or during peacetime, we all did the same.
Right.
Blood, sweat, and tears are all the same.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Now, so one of the things that everybody talks about, with veterans, especially in today's climate, is homelessness. Do you see a lot of that in Quincy?
We see some.
Some, okay.
We have basically, most of the time we have travelers just going through Quincy.
Sure.
And we provide vouchers. from the American Legion. We've been doing that for a while, but now that we have the Veteran Assistance Commission, we basically call them, and then they take care of the veteran themselves.
Right.
The VAC provides a veteran service officer who provides benefits to get the veteran health benefits, and they also provide general assistance also.
Gotcha.
If the veterans that need help with their phone bill or something's going on with their vehicle and whatnot, they can apply.
Right.
There's certain guidelines you got to follow, just like anybody else does, but now we have it actual for veterans
Right.
support.
And that's something we're very, very proud of, is the establishment of the Veterans Assistance Commission here in Adams County. We were both leaders in getting that established. We both sit on the committee that oversees it, and that is made up, the board, the governing board for the VAC is made up of representatives from the veterans organizations throughout Adams County. So it's not just the American Legion, it is also the VFW and different
Marine Corps League
organizations.
Gotcha.
Marine Corps
Hemvets and
League and,
whatnot.
and several others.
Gotcha.
And so we're very proud of the new VAC, and it provides general assistance. It takes some of the burden off of organizations like the Legion and the VFW. I mean, we're pretty obvious because of where we are downtown. So folks would come wandering in and they would need a voucher for a night in a motel,
Right.
or groceries, or even gasoline sometimes to get them the rest of the way home.
Sure.
And I'm not saying we won't do that or we don't still do that, but the VAC is a better resource for homelessness, because they can not only help with homelessness and helping, long-term homelessness. We were more in the business of getting somebody a hotel room for a couple of
Sure.
nights.
Short term.
They're more in the business of, helping the guy get an apartment, or the gal get an apartment and then get a job, and,
Gotcha.
get them groceries and all of that good kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The VAC is a huge accomplishment and a wonderful, wonderful thing for the veterans of Adams County.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about the job that Paul Havermehl is doing over
That's
there.
correct.
Right.
He's jumped
we love
in there
Paul.
in January
Yeah.
with both feet. He has done a fantastic job. He and his crew over there. I can't say enough. I'm just thrilled to have been a part of getting it established, and now to watch it just growing.
Yep.
And what they're doing is just, it makes my heart full.
Outstanding.
And Paul is also a member of the American Legion. He's also our finance
Yeah,
officer.
he's our finance officer.
He does it all, right?
Well,
He
yeah,
does,
I mean,
yeah.
like she said, I mean, like, it's always a tight-knit family where it all begins, and we're all involved together for the same goal.
Right. Which I think is of course necessary and helpful in these situations. But you don't just support, and I don't even like the word "just" because you don't. You're not limited to veterans, right? You do a lot of things for the kids in the area too, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We
We
help
do,
with the Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
We just had our kickoff this past weekend.
Saturday
and,
night.
and that was a riot. It was great, and
It was a lot of fun. He was co-MC.
Oh, I bet that was. Yeah, I bet that was
that was a
outstanding.
hoot.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't know.
It was a hoot.
Yeah.
But I just want to give a shout out to all the area businesses that donated for Toys for Tots. I mean, there was Manchester Tank, Titan Wheel, Napite, and Backyard Barber for the gardening, and flowers, and
There were
Craves
so
and-
many.
Yeah.
I hate to leave anybody out, but
Yeah.
it was, and a lot of us with the Legion are also involved with Toys for Tots. Now, he's also one of the mucky mucks with the Marine Corps League.
Yeah.
So, he's also involved heavily with the Marine Corps League. So that's how the Legion got involved with Toys for Tots.
That's great.
and we
So
just
there's
did
a
one
lot of
giant-
crossover. I'm Army, so
Yeah.
I.
But like you said,
yeah,
you all come together, you know,
Yes,
for the
we-
greater good, and
one giant
Yes.
coalition
Yeah.
of groups that just
Yep.
support
Yeah.
everybody.
I
Yeah.
think that's outstanding.
And we have a lot of VFW members who are also Legion members, and so there's a huge amount of crossover there.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter if somebody needs something, and if Toys for Tots, if they're doing shake the boot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out there shaking the boot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I love it.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But,
connecting those resources for anyone in need, and I think it is definitely necessary. Unfortunately, sometimes we see it more often these days in this climate, in this environment. But it's good to know that great people like you and your organization are out there helping, as well as offering a safe place for people to come and have conversations and, get that lift that sometimes we all need. So thank you for everything that you're doing. Come back and talk to us anytime you have any events going on.
I would like to say one other thing.
Absolutely.
I'm here in the uniform today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm representing the Honor Guard, the American Legion Honor Guard.
Okay.
And sometimes people don't realize that's one other thing that we do.
Yes.
And I want to wind it up by saying, last year we did 123 funerals where
Give or
we
take.
gave, give or take,
Yeah.
where we gave military honors to fallen veterans.
And if you haven't seen that, man, you are missing.
So-
That is a touching
So
ceremony.
if that is something that your fallen veteran and all they can call the Legion or they can arrange it through their funeral home. If they would like to have military honors for their veteran, they can certainly have that.
Yeah.
And we're the folks that do it.
Yeah, it's
Please
touching.
please don't forget that
Yeah.
that is an option for.
Yeah, and we also serve breakfast every Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays.
Yep.
Starting from 8 to 10.
Monday, Tuesday,
Yep.
Friday. Okay.
8 to
8 to
10,
10,
and I'm
and-
supposed to tell everybody to be sure and have the French toast.
French toast.
French toast.
Yeah.
It's one of the favorites.
And the French
It-
toast
it-
and the breakfast burritos.
Yep.
There you go. One
of the biggest
French toast is to die for.
Yes. So if anybody wanted to learn more about the American Legion or the services you provide, whether it's memorial services or Toys for Tots or breakfast or the suicide prevention or even just to come and hang out, where would they go to get more information?
They can always stop by the American Legion.
Address.
We're over there at 116 North 8th Street.
North 8th Street.
Okay.
And come on down and hang out.
Yeah. There you
I'll
go.
buy you a cup of coffee.
There you go. Or have some breakfast,
Or-
which sounds amazing. French
when
toast.
or when the bar is open.
There you have bar and gaming machines.
We-
You have all
we-
you
we
do
have
all
a-
kinds
we
of
have
stuff.
a bar and
So
gaming machines,
Yes.
so come on by and see
And we
us.
also provide like baby showers, birthdays, whatnot.
Oh.
We're not the hall.
Yep,
Okay.
our hall
So if
is
anybody's
open.
your venue,
Yep.
excellent.
Our hall is open for.
Doing it all.
Events.
Doing it all for the community.
you
I
very much
love
for
it.
having
Thank
us.
you,
Thank you
Jesus.
so
Thank you,
much for having
Barbara.
us.
Appreciate it. Coming up, we're going to talk about the Live Like Kings benefit. Stay tuned.
The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Kelly's has been a fun place to eat and drink in Quincy since 1982. A fun and friendly atmosphere, food with flavor, homemade cinnamon rolls, and famous cheese soup, the best menu in town. Kelly's, 2902 Broadway, Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy. And we're back to talk Live Like Kings with Robin Horsemeyer and Craig King. How are you?
Great. Thanks
Well,
for having us.
of course. Thank you for being here. So you have a lot going on. We were just talking kind of in the green room is what we call it, off camera. And Craig, I'm going to start with you because I know everybody, and you do have a big support system in this room, but I know everybody has a lot going on, but you are directly in the throes of it, right? So Craig, you are going through your own stuff, but your wife is going through stuff. Of course, your kids are going through stuff. So if you don't mind, give me a little bit of backstory on what you guys are faced with.
Well, I'll just start with my wife, Andrea. A year ago in January, went down for a routine colonoscopy, that we all do. I mean, she finally got to the age to do it.
Yeah.
So she goes down, doctor comes out, well, couldn't get through it. So anyway, that's when they found the cancer. So anyway, everything kind of started from then, and they took out 6 inches of the colon, and then we kind of went from there. Then we did chemo all the way through August. Then we made it all the way through, that was November. And Robin went with her at the beginning, because you got to remember, got kids doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, we always had a pack that we would stay here. One would be here for them. You go do your thing, or we'd split and conquer, or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
So Robin went with her out there. Well, then that was the night, actually, Candor had a ball game here at QND. So I went to it, and lucky that was a 1,000-point night. So
Yeah.
just to throw that in.
You're right,
But
yeah.
anyway, so after that, one of my other twin sister-in-laws, we came out. So we came out after the game, drove all the way to Columbus, and we just wanted to be there in the morning.
Sure.
Because, the surgery, that's where they were doing the surgery, because everything, there were spots on the perineum,
Okay.
liver, some other places. And after we did the chemo here, the oncologist referred her to a doctor out there, Dr. Kim.
Okay.
So that's where that all came from, and they're supposed to be one of the good places to go. So
Sure.
that's where we ended up.
Okay.
And we drove all night. I guess, the good Lord always works in
Mysterious
mysterious ways, because we just wanted to be there in time for the surgery. And of course, we're driving all night. I said, we'll just keep going. I pull in the parking garage. I pull in and I look up. I'm like, there's a vehicle just like ours. And when it turned, I'm like, that is ours. There's Robin. So anyway, we got to follow her in.
Yeah.
We were just there in time. Surgery went well.
Good.
So they did everything they were supposed to do. She's kind of on her last go of the chemo. This round, so we'll see what happens. The last PET scan was good.
Yeah.
So, they're still in contact with the Dr. Kim, who has since moved to Dallas, Texas. He kind
Right.
of moved up the chain, because that's what them guys do.
So now you have to travel there.
So now,
right?
we may travel there, and it may just come down to, you go down there because the only thing left was this little spot lesion on the liver.
Yeah.
And, that pretty well has went away.
Good.
But it may kind of be there too. So, that's kind of in the plans now to still maybe do that, and
Yeah.
then maybe take a chemo pill,
Gotcha.
So
when
there
she
might-
was diagnosed, it was she diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer? Or was
Well,
it?
Yeah, right then, because,
Okay.
anytime it spreads,
Okay.
it instantly goes
It
to...
goes to the
Yeah.
stages. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but she is doing chemo, and like you said, her doctors have moved. So travel, of course, is probably insane. You mentioned your daughter, who's a rock star in sports in high school, right? You also have a son who's a rock star in sports in college.
Pretty blessed.
Yes. But so. All of that notwithstanding, you yourself are going through your own BS, right? Which
yeah.
we'll call that, it's little, but you are on a heart transplant list.
Well,
so,
and that's something that probably, I was thinking about that earlier, because if somebody said, when did it start? I don't know, because I always stayed active my whole life.
Yeah.
I was traveling here to Quincy when I was 35, still playing in basketball
Yeah.
leagues, and so that being said, I tell people, they're like, yeah, look at him. Look what's happening. He was that athlete. I'm like, if I hadn't have stayed active, I might not be here today.
Right,
and
right.
That's what the doctors say.
yeah,
So on the other side of that coin, don't quit moving.
right.
You know?
Oh, I tell my mom that all the time. Body in motion stays in motion,
So-
right, Mom? And she hates me for it, but yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you look back, I'd say probably 06 or 07 is when it all kind of started.
Really?
Because in 09, I actually had quadruple bypass.
Oh, I didn't know
And see, a
that.
lot of people don't know that
Yeah.
because I had just got done riding the Katy Trail. That's 230
Yeah.
miles.
Oh, yeah, I know what
Andrea
you're talking
took me to Clinton. And then I had it all mapped out. I mean, I took 4 days to do it.
Yeah.
It was about 60 miles a day, and then I rode, and that's still in my goal.
Yeah.
I want to do it again
think
because
you can
they've
do it.
lengthened it. But anyway,
Yeah.
but then when I come back and I got along all right. And then about 2 weeks after I got home, because that was the 4th through the 7th of June, and then about the 3rd or 4th week of July, I'm just out riding, just started burning through here.
Really?
And then that was a Sunday, or Saturday, and on a Sunday, I was on my stationary bike, and the very same thing happened. I'm like, something isn't right.
Yeah.
That's why, if you stay in better shape, you'll know what your
You can
body
recognize
feels like.
it. Yeah.
So, because all them, people say when you have heart stuff, did your neck hurt? Did your arm hurt? And Andrew will say, I'm kind of asymptomatic. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the old no pain, no gain deal.
Sure.
But I never felt anything.
Yeah.
But then, then I'm like, man, something's not right.
So what'd they
I called
find?
the doctor. I must have said the right words. They're like, we want to see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Dr. Valek at Hannibal, which I went to college with him too, and he's looking up going, you been doing what? And he went up there, and shoot, I had, blockage, and then it ended up being my widowmaker.
Oh boy.
It was like 95% or 100% blocked.
Holy cow.
But my heart, because I had exercised, I say, it kind of creates the smaller blood vessels take over for it.
Yeah.
So,
Kinda protecting
you're
itself.
going along, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And you really don't know anything's going on until you look back. And I got to the point where, I was one of them, I'd get off work, and as soon as I got home, I'd be instantly be in my other clothes out building fence
Yeah.
or doing something.
Never sitting down.
And when I look back, I could see, I kind of got to the point where I'd come home and I might say, I think I'll just sit down a minute.
Yeah.
Well, that was gradually, even though I was able to ride, you know what I mean? There
Yeah.
was this stuff going on. So, and then when you get done with that, it's like, wow, the pipes are open.
Yeah.
And
Right.
You're like, man, I got.
Oh my gosh.
It's totally different, So.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then that whole thing, it lasted the years it's supposed to last. When you
Yeah.
have them grafts,
Yeah.
about 12, 13 years. That's.
So
that's
now it's
all
time
you
for a
got.
new one. So they
now-
don't do another
we're
bypass
not
or anything.
gonna
Right.
do
So
that because
now
I've had about 6 stents.
gotcha.
So they went through that like in the last 4 or 5 years.
Gotcha.
Kind of went through all that, So now it's just down to the point. First of all, I got a leaky valve. So we tried last July to go in, and what happens? Your heart's pumping like this, and what it has to do is it sucks blood, then it pumps it out. But when it pumps it out, then it closes.
Yeah.
Well, what happens? Mine's not closing.
closing.
So it's back flushing.
Gotcha.
So sorry.
No, you're all right. So it's
Man.
time for a new one.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I remember one of my daughters, who's an RN, she went with me, and she made a comment, because when you're in the medical field, you automatically think ahead, and she just looked at me and goes, Dad, why are they trying to put a valve in a heart that's not any good
Yeah.
anyway?
Right.
Well, then when they come in, see, it didn't work, because what happened is the ends of my valve was frayed so bad. I just say it's like a mop that you're mopping the floor.
Yeah.
So there's no way to hook them clips to it.
Gotcha.
So that didn't work, So
Yeah.
from then on, we're just on the. I tell people I'm in the transplant process.
Yeah.
And there's 7 categories.
Yeah.
So when you're 7, you're pretty good shape. You got to get down to about 2.
Before you actually get kind of
So when
priority.
people say, are you on the list? I said, I'm in the process. So I don't have to do all that pre-testing anymore.
Yeah.
Because you got to meet with the sociologist or
Yeah.
the, you know what I mean, nutritionist.
Yeah, sure.
And all them, because they're got to make sure this is right. When they're putting something from somebody else in your
Yeah.
body, are you going to be okay with it?
Yeah.
And then they got to look at the rest of your body to see if you're healthy enough to accept it.
Right.
So, there's a lot of things, I just don't dwell on it, because I'm like, this is what the good Lord, this is the path
Right?
He's given me.
Yeah.
So let's
Move
do
forward.
the best we can,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and just think about it.
Yeah. But all that said, I love your perspective. You do have a lot of stuff going on, but I love that you said you're blessed with, of course, your kids and your wife and your family and your support system. But let's be real for a second, because everything you're going through is very, very expensive, right? You have medical bills, you have travel, you have, of course, kids, and those things are not cheap, right? I mean, especially when they're
Well,
in
you know, just-
extracurricular activities
Just
and
to show you one little example.
Uh-huh.
They do these heart casts.
Yeah.
Because that's when they're going up and actually looking inside, because that's the only way they can tell. The last one, they just went through my neck.
Yeah.
Went down from the time I went in and told the lady that we're on first name basis now, who I was, I'm in, like that, and I go back and waiting room. Then they take me back to do the procedure. It was probably an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
15.5.
Yeah.
That's not
I believe it.
$15, and that's
No.
15,000.
15,500. I believe
just
it.
for that.
Yeah. I mean, healthcare, you know, in general is I mean, it's just outrageous, right? But then when you have so much of it happening at one time and then travel and trying to maintain, quote unquote, normalcy, right? Of kind of
Right.
what you've had before, all of this seemingly kind of just crumbled. I love your perspective, but I do want to say that this is, you know, it's devastating to a family. It's
Well,
devastating
I don't know any insurance
Yeah.
that pays for your fuel
Yeah.
or your food
No.
or anything like
Nope.
that is added to all that.
Sure.
And then you have family that goes with you. They're
Right.
eating also.
Yeah.
They're taking their time.
Absolutely.
You know, so when you add all that together,
Yeah.
you know, it's just an added expense.
Yeah, and how do you cover all that while still trying to, well, not having to focus on every penny that is spent, right? So you are doing Live Like Kings benefit, which I love the name. It is, of course, for Craig and his wife, Andrea. And so when is the benefit?
It's May 5th.
Okay.
Which happens to also be Cinco de Mayo.
Woohoo! So, of course, we need to celebrate, right? We need to celebrate the outlook and the possibility and potential for this amazing family. Where is it?
It's at the Palmyra Parks and Recreation Sesquicentennial Building.
Okay. And so what can we expect going to the benefit?
You bet. We are going to have a taco bar, pork pulled nachos. We're also going to have a kiddie area for
Okay.
King's Kiddie Corner is
Cool.
what we're calling it.
Yeah.
We're also going to have live music by Meredith Shaw,
Okay.
a college friend of Andrea's who is volunteering her time, and she's been to Nashville singing, trying to make it big and
Cool.
songwriting. So we're excited. Meredith will be there to play some live music as well.
That's excellent.
We
So-
also are going to have silent auction.
I was going to
items.
ask, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's going to be something there for everyone. What time does it start?
It starts at 11:30
Okay.
in Palmyra.
All right. So, of course, if you don't have anything going on May 5th, and even if you do, mark your calendars, go support the King family in their journey of recovery and just keeping a positive outlook. Like Craig said, things are going to look up, right? And the way that anybody can help that is through time, financial donations, right, to help keep things
You bet.
moving forward. We'll say.
We wanted to celebrate them,
Sure.
and also it's gives them a lot of not only a financial contribution, but let them know how much they're loved within the community
Sure.
and from their family and
Absolutely,
friends.
absolutely. And I do see the big support system here today, which I have no doubt is even larger than what I'm seeing. So, get out there May 5th in Palmyra and support the King family at the Live Like Kings benefit. Thank you both so much. Thank you for sharing your story,
you.
and good luck and God bless.
Thank you.
All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for more.